Welcome to Rivalry on the River. It's the 10-2 Ponte Vedra Sharks versus the 9-2 Creekside Knights. Boys varsity lacrosse rivalry on the river from the Bolles School. I am Ray Carnicelli at Lax904 on Twitter, joined by Jim Applegate. It's the finale of Rivalry on the River. It's a heavyweight matchup. These two teams, what a week of lacrosse. Spencer Surface in our game proceeding was the player of the game as Bolles put it to McClay. Jim, your thoughts on McClay Bolles?
We knew that McClay was going to start out and play slow, and Bolles was going to be fast and athletic, and their speed just was too much for McClay to handle.
Too much speed, too many shooting options. Bolles highlighting some of their talent, multifaceted players, plethora of scores, and great defense. Creekside and Ponte Vedra. The Creekside Knights, coached by Jason Alford. Jim, you and I have both been watching these programs. The school came in at the same time. Our sons were both involved in this rivalry. You look at Wilhelm, number 12 there. He's going to be a key player. Headed out to Air Force, such a dynamic player. We saw him in the playoffs last year score that thrilling game-winning goal. No surprises, Ponte Vedra is going to be paying a lot of attention to number 12.
Yeah, he's a player you have to know where he's at all times when you're playing this game. And he's sneaky to cut back door on you. He knows how to get open. And the other thing is he has great vision when he has the ball in his stick. So you got to really honor his feeding ability.
So the Ponte Vedra Sharks, Jim, you've coached in Ponte Vedra, as have I. You've been a coach at the high school level at Ponte Vedra for many, many years. This is a deep, deep team. First-year coach Chris Polanski, what's his style?
He's going to go play fast, and you know when you have a player like Maddox Johnson, number 30, who's pretty much their go-to guy when things get tough, and he's a Denver commit, and he's going to make a lot of good plays tonight for the Sharks.
He made that move from the lefty attack position up to the midfield, and I was a little skeptical at first till the very first time I saw him have the ball in his stick and dodging downhill from up top with his speed and accuracy.
Yeah, we heard Coach Galloway today talk about getting to the middle for shots and getting a better angle. Maddox Johnson's first step to get over the top of his defender is one of the best.
The Bolles School for Rivalry on the River coming up next. Ponte Vedra versus Creekside, brought to you by Covenant Roofing. There's the man, our friend Jason Alford. I don't know if there's a more passionate, dedicated member of our lacrosse community than Jason Alford.
No, he really does a great job over there at Creekside, not only with the high school program, but he helps out tremendously with the youth program as well.
He's just a good guy, and both of these coaches, pleased to call them friends. And this starting lineup, a lot of experience out there, names that we've been watching for years. Dylan Ruprecht at the faceoff spot, he's a game changer.
He is, Ray, and he went 50% last year with Lad Harper, and so we expect another battle at the face-off action.
JoJo Pollock and Zach Bender and Colin Mayberry and McCready and the big man in goal, Josh Griffin. He's a shot stopper. He was the difference maker at Rivalry on the River last year. If there was a player of the game in that game, it was Josh Griffin.
Yeah, he pretty much put his college highlight reel together in that one game.
And there's Coach Poe, Coach Chris Polanski, longtime Ponte Vedra coach, first-year head coach. You spent a lot of time with Coach Poe, and talk about passion and love of the game. That's Chris Poe.
Oh, he does. He's full of energy. Different style than Coach West out there. You're going to notice a different team in Ponte Vedra this year.
A lot of talent on this squad. I'm going to start in the goal position. Nolan Parlett, athletic, fiery, talented, a leader, headed to Air Force. Love Nolan Parlett.
He is a workaholic. He works out all the time, and he's one heck of a competitor.
Lad Harper and Dylan Ruprecht for the opening faceoff. And it's a battle. Nice ground ball, initially picked up by JoJo Pollock. He's getting triple teamed, swarmed, going to get the loose ball push. There it is. So drawing the violation, but it was a nice first-time ground ball.
Yeah, it really was. It's a great ground ball, and that's what you want to see out of your team to start off the game.
Great atmosphere at the Bolles School for Rivalry on the River, and here comes the Creekside Knights. Ian Schultz, he's missed some time this season, and he's a difference maker. 9-2 on the season. Shocking loss to Nice in my mind. 18-2 was shocking as well. No slight on Nice, but I think that surprised a lot of people. Which team's going to show up for Creekside today? Coach Alford's hoping it's the one that we've seen the last couple of weeks where they've really turned it on. They beat Jupiter, defending state champion.
That was a big win for Creekside to go down. It's never easy to go down to Jupiter and play on their field, and they came out with a victory.
So Creekside settling up on the offense. What do you expect to see them try to run here? They're in an open set right now, and now they're going to probably move somebody down towards the crease.
Yeah, and the ball's with Wilhelm, right? He's the generator. He's the starter of their offense, and no surprise, right? The Air Force commit is going to take the lead here.
Trying to get underneath, cross-handed shot, disrupted. Possessions maintained by Creekside. Who had that matchup on Wilhelm?
Roman DeStella's on Wilhelm right now. Roman, he's one of the more aggressive defenders that you'll see in this game.
Nice little inside move, opportunity, low angle shot into the back of the net.
Ethan Binns with the goal. He just got under his defender and got to the front of the cage. I think he kind of shocked Nolan Parlett a little bit with the way he just flicked his wrist.
Do you see the head fakes, though?
Yeah, and the head fakes, too.
The head fakes. I didn't think he had that angle. Looking back on the replay, he did stay upfield. He's 2.5 yards and kept his stick straight up and down, and short side goal. That's not a name that I would have said, to highlight, but Ethan Binns, very impressive.
I know we were both looking at the roster saying, who is that?
He's a 10th grader. So much young talent. And we see it on Ponte Vedra's side, too. Cannon Houseman's a young guy. Lots of young players. And then Ponte Vedra has these studs as well. And here's Brendan Nace. Really came on against Nice. So that was a little high hit, but no call. I like when the refs let him play. No impact on the game there. And Ponte Vedra in white, controlling early. Jack Reed across to Nace. This is the big, powerful line. There's a shot and a score. Early offense, and Jack Reed welcoming Josh Griffin to the party with an early goal from distance.
Yeah, and so you're going to see a bunch of Division I commits here, and that's Jack Reed. He's going to Vermont, and, you give him time and room like that, he's going to score a lot of goals.
Low to low.
Yeah, but you know what? He got the ball off quick, and it was in a great location.
The heavyweight matchup. They're trading punches early. Love this battle at the face-off spot. Ruprecht and Harper, friends and competitors. Ponte Vedra comes up with it. Lowry in the offensive position. 4-on-3, odd man rush for the Sharks. Well played by Creekside. Really nicely done. Dylan Heisey came over, disrupted, and good patience shown by the Sharks.
It is, and that's the tempo that you're going to see out of Ponte Vedra this year. Normally, they would have just ran the ball down in subs, but they threw the ball ahead to Lowry, and you might get a scoring opportunity that way.
The Dartmouth commit, Luke Lowry. Oh, that check just disrupted that pass. Mason Houseman had a stick to the elbows as he was following through, and so Creekside's ball is Josh Griffin control, setting up the clear. There's Heisey. Skip pass over. 20 seconds to get it across the midfield line. Starting to get concerned, and when in doubt, cheap it the other way. So that's a win for Ponte Vedra in that battle. I don't like that clear at all. You got to get a midi to come down and help, and they probably had a little more time.
We always talk about getting a midfielder to work back to the ball and help your goalie and defenders out.
And if I'm the goalie and I'm cheaping it, that's what we call it when you send it to the other end, I have it worked out with an attackman ahead of time saying, I'm going to dump it over your shoulder in the corner and at least give him a chance at a ground ball.
Yeah, he was better served to hit the other side.
Shot and a score. What a rifle blast from Maddox Johnson. That's how fast it happens for Ponte Vedra.
Yeah, and we highlighted Maddox at the start of the game, and he is a dynamic player. He got ahead of the defense. It was a great look by, I'm not sure what defender hit him with that pass, but once Maddox gets, he's probably the best pure shooter I've seen in a while on the run.
running down that left alley, released it at about 12 yards, and that quick. Failed clear for Creekside, results in a fast goal for Ponte Vedra. Now here's Ruprecht on the face-off win, shielding, penetrating, shot, score! Goal for Monta Wilhelm. That was fast.
Yeah, it was, and that's what happens when you push the ball forward on your face-off. And Ponte Vedra did a good job of staying in tight, but Monta Wilhelm just hit the lower corner, and no goalie's going to make that save.
Watch the placement on this shot. Watch it. Boom, right off the knee.
It doesn't get any better. We always talk about good shots being good goalies, and those guys are going to be future teammates, and they're going to get a lot of looks at each other.
You're right. The goalie, Parlett, headed to Air Force, as is Wilhelm. This time it's Harper. Does his job, gets it off to the attack. There's Brigman, number 17, working it behind Caracciolo. Now, so Ponte Vedra will play fast until they don't need to play fast. So right now, they look for the early offense. If it doesn't happen, content to settle it down, get your substitutions, and this is the big man line.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra kind of put together what they call a thunder and lightning line for, the thunder are the big boys here of Reedy and Houseman and, and Nace.
That was Nace ringing it off the post, had the goalie beat. Oh, what a beautiful ground ball.
Was that Hizzy?
That was Pollock. JoJo Pollock into the offensive end. Headmans the ball. Opportunity as Schultz turns down a pass, and McCready got jumped from behind.
That's where your bench has to help you out.
I thought Schultz had a shot.
Yeah, he did. He gave it up.
Pollock in his stick handling, number 20 in black. Last year he's spending some time with the short stick because they needed him. He's got that type of stick handling ability where long pull, short pull. I'm a lacrosse player, says JoJo Pollock.
That was a great ground ball in transition that he created there.
Working down that right alley. Frees his hands. Time, space, shot, score! Brendan Nace. I watched him play against Nice the other day, and he had some time off with injury this year. And I was with somebody who played at Ponte Vedra, who hadn't seen Ponte Vedra play in a while, and he's like, who is that guy? Where's he going to school? Fell in love with Nace, and this is exactly why. Look at that camera work. Boom.
When you shoot the ball that hard, you don't have to have, you have to put the ball in the corner. You're shooting in the upper 90s or lower 90s, that ball is going to go in the back of the net.
That ball is releasing at about 10 yards. By the time it's out of his stick, it's at 9 yards. Not much time for the goalie to react when you've got that type of velocity. And here's a nice face-off win as Bolles into the offensive end. He is speedy.
Good decision to pull that out. He didn't like what he saw, and there's nothing wrong. You just scored a goal. You pull the ball out and get a good possession here.
So here's the Lightning line. Little bit of a, I wouldn't want to say buddy pass, but he kind of lobbed it into a dangerous position. But the poise and skill of Maddox Johnson saves a possession.
Yeah, this is a complete change-up. If you're thinking about trying to guard guys who are big and strong, and now all of a sudden you have guys that are small and fast, this is a nightmare.
And then you have Maddox Johnson out there just to keep things in check. That was got a timeout. With 5:40 to go in the first quarter, our score is Ponte Vedra 3, Creekside 2. It's Rivalry on the River, presented by Covenant Roofing. Beautiful night at the Bolles School on Jacksonville's south side. 3-2 is our score. Heavyweight battle, trading punches. The crowd is ready. I'm not sure who that is. Is that Maddox Johnson?
No, I have no idea who that is.
Maybe it's just some random player, but the fans are out in force. Packed house here at the Bolles School.
You put a helmet on him and I might recognize him.
Yeah.
But
anything surprise you?
No, it's exactly what we thought, right? It's the heavyweight fight of the night. The top two teams in North Florida. You've played 6 minutes. You've had 5 goals. It's a 1-goal game, and the boys are competing on both sides.
Last year, Ponte Vedra struggled to solve Josh Griffin. This year, they are not making his life easy. And you always talk about being able to shoot a goalie hot, like when you're shooting and you give the goalie some confidence. And right now, it's the opposite. Josh Griffin's probably in his head a little bit, wondering, when am I going to make a save? There's Brigman. Back to Bolles. Great ball movement. Early switch off.
Yeah, and you'll see Ponte Vedra, they're a midfield-oriented offense, and that's one of the reasons why the attack throws the ball away.
That was uncharacteristic of Ponte Vedra over the last few years. And look at Coach Francis. What do you think he's thinking right now?
Get the ball back. Right, in this game,
you gotta make that pass.
Yeah, he's not happy, but again, in this game, you make one mistake, and then you play hard and get the ball back.
Ian Schultz, so dangerous. He is a human clearing machine. We'll see later on in the game. That guy's going to run a few miles tonight, number 5 in black. This is a really nice line with Binns, who we saw score a goal with Zach Bender and Ian Schultz.
Yeah, this is really the second time that they've played 6-on-6 on the offense for Creekside. They had a transition goal, and they had another transition that threw the ball away. But I like the patience here. They're looking for their matchup and who they want to attack.
Keep an eye on number 3 in black, the youngster right there with the ball right now. He's got big game potential. It's freshman Dana, number 3, with the ball right now. Wilhelm. Back up top. Here comes Wilhelm, trying to get to the middle. Tester from distance, and he scores from 14 into 13 yards out. Not sure Nolan Parlett was ready for that one.
No, it didn't look like he was, but it was a nice pick that was set by Wilhelm's teammate. Gets in the way, and you know what, we always talk, just like basketball, you can't go 3 or 4 when you're running off a pick. You got to get above that pick, and he just gave Wilhelm too much room.
That was Zach Bender, number 26, got the position, and too much space for a lethal shooter. Oh, Rupert wanted that, but it's going to be a violation against him. So Ponte Vedra ball tied up at 3. I'm excited about this game. I have been since the last time they played. So Ponte Vedra back on offense. Cannon Houseman. Good team defense, switching defense by Creekside. Big Jack Reed draws the slide. Looked like Nace had a look early. Shot, rings it off the post. Oh, really nice lift. Wilhelm turns it over though. There's Kemp. Back on offense. Unsettled, dangerous. What a shot rang off the post.
Boy, you could hear it from here, and you know, Nace has really worked on his shooting, and you know, that was
it's a great chance. And I'm not sure that Josh Griffin's touched the ball yet. He doesn't that time. That was Cannon Houseman.
So Cannon's he's a sophomore,
yep.
And he started last year for Ponte Vedra, and he's sneaky. You know, everyone's so worried about this guy called Nace and this guy called Reed, and Houseman can play the game too, and that was a beautiful shot.
Yeah, his brother Mason's number 15 is a freshman, so we're going to be hearing about the Houseman brothers for a while, and there's another one coming up after them. Cannon Houseman with his first goal, number 9 for the team in white, Ponte Vedra. Really nice pinch and pop.
Glad Harper's had the better of this matchup so far.
Trying to penetrate now. Little struggle there at the attack. That was Will Corbett. Got to run out of trouble when you get the ground ball in traffic.
I was calling timeout in my head, but I'm not there on the field.
Somebody's going to call it when they come up with this ball, was my presumption. Youngsters at home, do not watch this ground ball technique.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, that was a push. There's no arguing. Get ready. That's going to be a quick whistle. Ponte Vedra is going to try to take advantage of it. Bolles came up with it. Johnson out of the box, and there's the first save of the day for Josh Griffin. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, I think Maddox would have liked to have that one back. There wasn't really a great location on the shot.
That's just a powerful clear. Get the timeout that time.
I believe so.
So Coach Poe wants to settle him down. Nice ground ball by Roman DeStella, powering through.
Roman's not happy. He wanted to go down and shoot.
So Jim, as we stay with you through the break here, 1:46 to go in the first quarter. Can they keep up this tempo, both teams?
Yeah, I think they can. I think both of them prefer to play fast like this. It's exciting lacrosse.
Think Coach Poe's having fun?
Yeah, he is. I think he would have liked to have a little bit of a better decision on the last time they pushed the ball down the field, and I think that's kind of why he called a timeout in this situation. He always talks about, let's play fast, but in doing so, we got to make the right decisions, and we can't force the ball inside like that.
Creekside and Ponte Vedra, two St. Johns County powerhouses in the state of Florida. Last year in the district final was the first time in the history of the programs that Creekside won. They gained a lot of confidence at last year's rivalry on the river. I think Coach Alford, and I think last year was the first time that the players on Creekside truly went into the game thinking that they were going to win it.
Yeah, I agree. They played with a lot of confidence last year. That one-goal game at the Rivalry of the River gave them the motivation and the belief that they actually could come back and win in the districts, which they did.
So everyone had a chance to catch their breath now as Coach Poe saw his team getting a little frantic and wants to settle the boys down. Who is this? Is this Bolles?
Yeah, it will be.
He's got Reed open up front.
Yeah.
Or Houseman. Mason Houseman, the freshman.
Yeah, this is probably the deepest I've seen the Ponte Vedra midfield, and Coach Poe is comfortable with putting a lot of players out there.
The attack's been quiet so far. Caracciolo back to Johnson. They make you work for the ground balls. That was a nice check by Heisey. Oh, nice split back to the middle. Shot and a save by Griffin. Rebound. That was a high-level save right there. He had to go down and dig that one out of the turf.
Yeah, he did. And he plays such a high arc that Ponte Vedra's got to start passing that ball diagonally on the backside and make Griffin pay for being that far out of the cage.
Looping pass, takes that artificial turf bounce and goes out of bounds.
But both these teams play on natural grass, and that's just an error based on the fact that these guys don't play on turf.
Brendan Nace, see the Ponte Vedra bench ready for action. Houseman down that right alley, works it back to Brigman. Corbett, or Caracciolo. There's that backside opportunity shot, bounce it over the cage. I thought they were going to Brigman down low.
That's what I thought too, and you'll see how passive Creekside defense is playing against Ponte Vedra attack right now.
Not respecting them?
No, well they know that everything's going to be generated out of the midfield, and that's where, like you said, you have to find those sneaky lanes next to the crease and those diagonal passing lanes and get an easy layup.
So keep an eye on number 17 posted up on the left right there calling for the ball. That's the soft spot in the defense right now. He's got to make himself a threat. There it is. Bad pass. Just handcuffed him. Short time. They'll just send it down. That's a risky pass in the short time. Don't want to throw it back towards your goal. But no harm, no foul. And we are at the end of one quarter of play. And what a quarter of lacrosse it was. We're going to go ahead and take a break. At the end of quarter number one, our score is Ponte Vedra 4, Creekside 3. Rivalry on the river. Presented by Covenant Real Roofing. Covenant Roofing, the difference is the promise. CSI Companies, your workforce solutions reimagined. Bono's Barbecue, Real Pit Barbecue since 1949. FSCJ, enroll today, Florida State College at Jacksonville. Duval Motor Company, serving Northeast Florida since 1916. What a great event. What great support from the community and these businesses to make this possible. Gorgeous night in Northeast Florida. Hope you're enjoying tonight's broadcast. I am Ray Carnicelli, joined by the coach, Jim Applegate.
So far, Ponte Vedra's had the advantage at the face-off X, and they only come away with a 1-goal lead. So I think Creekside's got to be pretty happy at this point.
Harper pushes it forward. Perfect bounce right to him. Hits the point man. They can't handle it. That's uncharacteristic, like right there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because normally they have Will Corbett as the point attackman. That time, Sean Caraccioli was up there, and I don't know if that was a planned move or just they just got caught off balance.
You get that push forward, odd man rush off the face-off. You want to at least make a couple passes and get a look at the cage. Here comes Bolles. Heavy pressure, dodges, shot, score! Great penetrating move by Corey Bolles, and Ponte Vedra has a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and we were wondering, I think this is the first goal that we've seen out of the, I'm going to call it the Lightning group. I was waiting for them to they usually get generated offense a lot earlier in the game, but you got to watch out for these kids because they're shifty, and this is just a case in point where, Corey just decided I'm going to go to and get to the middle of the field, and it's a nice overhand shot, high to low.
So, Jim, you see the defender standing around. Is it somebody's obligation to slide at that point? Because your man's not a threat, and allowing Bolles to walk through untouched.
Yeah, if I'm Creekside, as soon as I see the midfielder start to dodge, yeah, I'm going to be sliding early.
There's Caracciolo.
Make these attackmen score goals on you.
Brigman settling them down, working through the substitution, getting that face-off unit off. Black shoes signify Jack Reed.
He is a big, strong athlete.
I use the term athlete as sometimes, like in sports, you say he's an athlete, meaning he doesn't have great skill, but he makes up for it with his athletic ability. I know when we use it, we're talking about well-rounded, can do it all, and do it all day.
Oh, absolutely. As a freshman playing for me, he was confident shooting the ball right-handed, left-handed, and he just likes to, he likes to score goals like most midfielders.
There's Jack Reed. Back to Houseman. Nace. There's a backdoor sneak shot and a goal.
That's what we were talking about earlier, right?
He fouled him that time, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So he saw his defender sliding up to Nace, and you got to respect Nace because he scored goals already, and you just cut back door on him, and Brock did what he was supposed to do, catch the ball and shoot.
So watch Brock Brigman. His man stepped upfield, and he followed him into the open space. I don't know how many times I've heard you preach that. When your guy goes, follow him into the space.
You always have to steal a defender's space. When they leave an area, that's what you take is the area that they just left.
Well, Brock Brigman, message received. We saw it. We saw him gain more and more space. This time, the difference was that he creeped into a really good shooting spot.
And it was a great pass by Brendan Nace, too. He dodged with his head up. He saw the slide coming at him, and he did exactly what he was supposed to do, is throw the ball into the slide.
So Ponte Vedra extending that lead, and I saw this last week when they were at Nice. They came out guns a-blazing. They never stopped. They just reminded me of like a race car driver just putting both feet on the gas pedal.
Yeah, and it's a different style, right? Coach Alford's been coaching against the Ponte Vedra team who, Coach West liked to play a little bit of a slower paced game. And so I think they're a little bit back on their heels right now with the pressure that Ponte Vedra's putting on their defense.
So you can see Coach Alford talking to his charges right now. What do you think he's saying? He's talking to the defense mainly.
Yeah, he's trying to get them to settle down and understand where each other are, when they slide. And you need to get a second slide on that, right? Even though it happened really quick, you got to realize that your teammate's doubling the ball, and somebody's got to come from the other side of the field and get, in the Brigman's face.
The one thing that I would say, when these defenders are sliding, they need to slide with their stick out front and make contact. You don't have to blow a guy up. You have to disrupt them. And a lot of times the sliders are coming with their stick straight up and down. Lead with your stick, give them a poke, and disrupt them.
Yeah, you always want to go ahead and hit them with your shoulder and stop their momentum.
So this has been a fun face-off battle. Ladd Harper having a nice day, but Dylan Ruprecht's a game changer. And getting the clamp and raking it back was Harper, but it's a 50-50 ball.
I was going to say,
Ponte Vedra's got some men in the offensive end if they can come up with it. There it is. Oh, we've got a whistle. Did somebody call a timeout with possession? No.
No, they didn't have possession.
Okay, loose ball. Must have been a loose ball push or an interference. Would give it back to Creekside. Coach Poe wants an explanation from Ken Vernosky. Ken giving him one. Not sure it's what Coach Poe wants to hear. Zach Bender, back to McCready, to Bender.
So the last time Creekside had the ball on offense, they had their two D1 commits of Bender and Wilhelm do a two-man picking game. We'll see what happens here in this possession.
Nice defense right there. No place for McCready to go.
I think you got to go to your two studs, right? You got to get them the ball and get back in this game.
I think that's what we're seeing right here. Long dodge down that left alley. Inside penetration, shot and a save.
I think that's Nolan Parlett's first save, and you don't want him to heat up.
It was a really nice move to split back to the right hand, stick in the middle, but no ground given by Nolan Parlett. Stands his ground, takes one off the chest, and Ponte Vedra is able to control the rebound.
I'm really impressed by Ethan's bins. His ability to get underneath a defender and get quality shots off is, I don't remember watching him play last year, and he's come out of nowhere, and he looks good.
I agree. The 10th grader's doing a really nice job here, creating some offense. So Ponte Vedra on offense right now. Dangerous position. Shot, easy save for Griffin. He'll take that one all day.
Yeah, I think Maddox kind of forced that one a little bit.
Just contradicted myself because in the past I've said there's no such thing as an easy save, but it's not going to get much easier than that. Really nice job by Creekside fighting for that ground ball, but PV comes up with it. 8:09 to go in quarter number 2. Rivalry on the river. Ponte Vedra 6, Creekside 3. Boys varsity lacrosse from the Bolles School. Brought to you by Covenant Roofing. I'm Ray Carnicelli. My pleasure to be joined by my longtime partner, Jim Applegate. Mason Houseman, the freshman. Nice little backdoor sneak, pushing upfield, well defended. Coach Alford teaches those approach angles. When you go out to the ball carrier, you want to go to where he's dangerous, and that's where his stick is and where he's going.
Yeah, it is, and I think Maddox is trying to force this one a little bit too much, and I think Coach Poe's got to get him to settle down.
Evan Amato in an attack. Corbett to Amato. Back to Brigman. Blos, number 4 in white, down that right alley. Throws back to the middle. Check comes in, disrupts it, puts it on the ground. Creekside has it. A lot of pressure from the Sharks. Too much pressure. Maddox Johnson comes up with it.
We're always talking about, Coach West always says, riding is just an attitude, right? You just kind of have to be willing to ride and hustle as much as you possibly can until that ball's on the other side of the field. That's 2 forced turnovers by the Ponte Vedra Ride back-to-back.
Jack Reed for Ponte Vedra.
And if things weren't bad enough for Creekside right now, playing as much defense as they are, they have the big boys coming back out now. You got the Thunder line out.
There's that pick.
Good defense.
Just there's Nace probing, and the check comes in. And the ball goes out of bounds. When I say the check comes in, you don't need a big takeaway check. You lead with your stick and you disrupt the passer. And Ponte Vedra's they look like they're not expecting this pressure and becoming vulnerable.
Yeah, you got to see the guy coming in your face on the side like that, and you got to step away from the pressure and make a better pass.
There's the human clearing machine, Ian Schultz. I think over this week of rivalry on the river, I've said my favorite mid-D, I've said my favorite attackman. I've got like 30 favorites right now. But I watch these guys play year after year, game after game, and there's some guys I just love their style, and Ian Schultz is one of them.
There's so many good players in North Florida now. It's so fun to watch an event like this.
Oh, bad pass, intercepted, off to the races. It's Houseman, hits the point man. One more, shot off of Griffin. Not sure I liked where Amato was when he took that shot.
He's got to come upfield a little bit and get a better angle.
Yeah. So we've got a timeout coming off the huge save by Josh Griffin, the goalie you see right there. With 5:46 to go in the first half, our score is Ponte Vedra 6, Creekside 3, Rivalry on the River, brought to you by Covenant Roofing. Welcome back to Rivalry on the River from the Bolles School, brought to you by Covenant Roofing. So that last shot, I credited a save to the goalie Griffin, but it was actually the defender who brought his stick into the lane. Was that a hidden ball play?
I didn't see it come off right.
We might have to go back. I think we just missed a hidden ball play. They might have faked out the cameraman too.
Yeah, Coach Francis is pretty good at putting these plays together,
right,
especially off a timeout.
We need the boys in the truck to see if we could dig back. And I saw the celebration, and I think it was Brigman throw it into the empty net. So Sneaky coming back from break. We've got to be ready for it. So let's see if so there's a hidden ball. Everyone thinks the ball is on the other side of the field. See the fake dodge on the other side? This will be the easiest goal that Brigman ever scores in his life. Love it.
Yep.
You got to cue that one up. Oh, look at the flags all over the place. Laundry. Oh, that was a little high. That is a gut punch.
Yeah, it is. You know, so the rule in lacrosse is you got to start as an offense 5 yards apart, and Creekside's got to figure out who's starting with the ball.
The goalie has to know.
Yes.
I've been in that position in the goal, and there's been times where I was the only one that knew where the ball was, and I'd be screaming, and the other team does such a good job at deception on the other side, and it's a great play.
Yeah, it really is, and great call after a timeout, right? You talk to your team about, coming out and making a good defensive stop, and all of a sudden they get an easy goal like that.
So we'll see if okay, so that's that's a cross check. It's a lot of things, and there might have been some retaliation or something afterwards as well. So that was Zach Bender. I saw him in the penalty box. That one right there was Caraccioli trying to make his presence known. So we'll try to sort this one out.
And there's always a lot of excitement and energy in this, in this battle. And I think Zach Bender just got a little bit tired of that. That Ponte Vedra scoring, a couple goals here.
So here's the power play, Jim. I know this is one of your favorite parts of the game. What's happening?
So Ponte Vedra's going from a 3-3 to a 1-3-2. It looks like, and it's the oldest play in the book. Oh,
Josh Griffin made a huge save coming pipe to pipe because it was a layup opportunity for Will Corbett.
Yeah, it was a great look by Brock Brigman, and Josh Griffin did a great job shutting Will Corbett down on that.
He did a nice job leading with his stick. Low angle shot off the noggin of the defender and all the way past up midfield. He's running off that player who took the shot, but it stays in bounds. Opportunity, you can't hang your stick. And the ball goes on the ground. Lack of awareness by Wilhelm right there.
Oh, Nace, you got to know your teammate's in trouble.
Who's your buddy? It's getting chippy. Another flag down. This one's going to be probably against Lowry, maybe?
Yeah, I would think so. It looked like he got hit a little bit high on that one.
So the referees, they're probably going to tighten it up right now because it's getting chaotic.
Yeah, they are. They're going to see a lot of laundry on the field if they continue to hit each other up high like that.
Aaron West, Dr. Aaron West, Ken Vernosky. Who else do we have out there? Bob Pradella. the brain trust, as we call them.
Yeah, they've done a really good job tonight. I like these 2 flags that they've thrown here in this part of the game, trying to settle things down. They understand the energy and the excitement that goes on in this game, and they just want it to be clean. And so, they were experienced refs, and they're going to take care and try to settle this thing down.
Here's Ken Vernosky. Jim's an expert lip reader. I'm a little hungry right now. Can somebody go to the concession stand? 1 minute slashing.
It takes about 1 minute to get to the concession stand back, doesn't it?
He is a good guy. He is a good guy. He's given so much to this game. And the players, our boys, everyone who's... Let's watch this penalty. Oh, was it high at all?
Yeah, Maddox Johnson got up high in his face, and yeah, that's going to be called every single time. And Wilhelm's like, come on, guys.
I wonder if that was more than a minute or locked in.
No.
We didn't see that last part of that hand signal. Just 1 minute?
Yeah, just 1 minute.
Okay. But
it's 5-on-5 right now until the penalty is over for Creekside.
Hands-free shot, save, rebound. Still a threat. That's McCready. I was saying that our boys have played under games that Coach Vernosky has refereed, and he does a nice job of nice save again. Talking about respect for the game and respect for the opponent, and he does a great job while he's refereeing, instilling that, understanding that it's a game.
Yeah. And we always talk, right? No one's coached a perfect game. No one's played a perfect game, right? And no one's reffed a perfect game. And it's just these guys give so much to the game.
So during that whole flow of play, Nolan Parlett made 2 amazing saves.
Yeah, and he's starting to heat up too. And we said earlier, today that he's a competitor and he loves seeing shots. And
he can be streaky.
He can be streaky
both ways.
Yes.
And right now he's streaky the good way.
I think it's in the goalie blood that you guys are streaky.
Cannon Houseman. I think there's a concerted effort from the Ponte Vedra coaching staff to say, okay, I want you to play fast, but you need to keep your poise and discipline right now, because they were a little chaotic.
Yeah, they were. You get excited out there,
think
right?
They're killing a penalty, letting the penalty run out?
Yeah, they are. It's an emotional game, and I'm okay with Coach Alford. The last thing he wants to do right now is double the ball and give up an easy goal.
So there's the penalty release. Ponte Vedra had the ball while they were man down, and both teams get to catch their breath and have a reset and play 6-on-6 lacrosse here in the offensive end for Ponte Vedra. Brendan Nace to Reed. Shot around the defender, and it's a goal.
That's a beautiful play.
Picture perfect. 3-quarter shot around the defender. The Ponte Vedra bench is happy. Jim, you love that. You've talked about it over and over. The ability to shoot around your defender and use him as a screen. Watch the defender.
Played off the pick.
Right around him. Yeah. He just went sidearm.
Yeah, Josh Griffin has no chance of stopping that. He's in really good position, actually, right? And he just doesn't see that ball until the last second.
And it's an 8-yard heater to the corner at about 92 miles an hour.
We always talk about getting your feet set when you catch the ball so you can shoot. And how quickly did Nace get that ball off?
8-3 is the score. Ponte Vedra wins another faceoff, so that's becoming a storyline as well. Bolles. Love the field mics, too. You could hear Coach Poe chatting him up. Telling Corey to do something. Corey's about to do something. Penetrates shot. Check comes in. Ball stays in. Great opportunity when the ball stays in off a shot. Everyone's got their heads turned.
It's my favorite play in lacrosse is catching the ball back behind the cage and then looking for a guy that's open.
Time, space, over. That was Maddox Johnson. Just seems a little off the mark right now.
Yeah, he is. I would like to see him start changing planes.
So what you mean by that is if your stick's starting high, shoot low. If your stick's kind of low, shoot high. Don't shoot high to high. Trying to pick those corners. You don't have to be precise all the time. Houseman, back to Johnson. Through traffic, saved by Josh Griffin. Another popcorn save. Dangerous opportunity, but Creekside breaks out of their own defensive end into the offense. Joe Pollock.
Well, you better help him out.
Oh, he's got a man streaking free in the middle. Shot, high bouncer over the goal. Jim, I know you talk about playing on different turf fields, and that was a case where if that was grass, it would have stayed down.
Yeah,
but it trampolined off the turf.
Yeah, that would have been a goal on grass, and they're not used to playing on turf, like we said earlier. Those high bouncers they're good at times, and at times they're your enemy, and that was one of the times where it's your enemy.
Great play by Joe Pollock to come up with the ground ball, clear it, and then he saw the pressure coming, and he just led Ian Schultz just enough, and you saw Ian Schultz's reaction there. You pray for those types of opportunities, breaking free into the offensive restraining area.
You know, and he did everything right, and you know, you sit there and say, shoot the ball overhand, and sometimes it doesn't pay off for you.
A lot of energy on that Ponte Vedra sideline.
Yeah, it is, and I actually like this timeout. I think Coach Alford needs to get a goal here to try to get this to a 4-goal game. Set up a play. I got to imagine again it's going to be, you know, Bender and Wilhelm with the ball with a 2-man game, and try to get this 8-4.
So Creekside trails Ponte Vedra by 5 goals, 8-3. Storylines, the depth of shooting for Ponte Vedra. Face-offs are probably the biggest stat right now, tilting the field in the way of the Sharks.
Yeah, I have 8-4 right now on the face-offs for in Ponte Vedra's advantage, and I think even one of those that Ponte Vedra or that Creekside won was really on a turnover from Ponte Vedra.
So important possession, 1:16 remaining in the first half. Creekside ball down by 5, and we're back underway. Really nice lift on defense, trying to protect the middle. Here comes the double, turns right into the double. Ball is down. Ponte Vedra comes up with it, an amazing defensive stand. Did you get a number on that takeaway?
I couldn't tell.
It might have been Jeremy Hart.
No, I think it was Mac.
Nice clear by Griffin Owen. So Ponte Vedra's going to get another look at the cage. How much do they want another goal right here? Try to put the foot down on the throat of the opponent. Heading into halftime.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra's going to hold for the last shot here and see if they can't go in with a.
So who initiates, Coach?
On this line, you got 3 guys that are going to initiate, but
it'll be from the midfield, right?
It'll definitely be from the midfield.
So right now with the ball is number 9, the sophomore Cannon Houseman, right-handed cradle, just working that clock down. Don't give Creekside a chance to go the other way on a change of possession.
Looks like they were trying to lock off Jack Reed, and he got open now.
So here's Reed approaching 10 seconds, down to the goal line. Brickman. Corbett, 3 seconds left. He's got to let one go. Great defense. There's a shot, and Griffin in goal makes the big save. That would have counted.
Yeah, it would have counted.
I didn't think he was going to get a shot off because the Creekside defense collapsed perfectly, but Josh Griffin stands tall. The big man makes a big save, and we are at the half.
What, 2.5 minutes into this quarter, and Creekside has not had an offensive possession yet.
You've got these skilled players on the Creekside's team like Bender and Wilhelm, and haven't heard of Luke Dana today. And a lot of it's because he just can't get the ball. And there was a nice take by Bolles. Goes wide.
It's interesting. You watch games all the time, and when you start seeing the momentum shift like this, you start seeing the offense taking more and more shots because they're getting, more and more, positive reinforcements because they're getting good results out of those shots.
Oh, intercepted.
Nice interception.
Heisey's all over the place.
Yeah, he's a good player. He understands the game. He actually comes out and plays with the older guys like me and you on Sundays, and he's fun to watch.
That's a 10th grader. There's Dana. Mentioned his name right on cue. The 10th grader to the 9th grader.
That was a nice shot.
Luke Dana. Actually, was that number 1?
Yes.
Okay, so sorry, that was Grant McCready. Grant McCready, the senior. Logan Brown dishes it off. Went off of Nolan Parlette's leg. I think if you can see this, Parlette got his leg in front of it, and it just bounced up into the corner off the thigh.
Yeah.
Grant McCready trying to stem the Ponte Vedra tide. Look at Harper go. Winning it to himself forward. Now that's what we talked about earlier. Don't play hero ball. It looked like his stick was all discombobulated from facing off, and the ball's in there, not much of a shot. And Josh Griffin praised for shots like that.
He's running off the field. But, Coach, I won 5 in a row. I got to take a shot.
Every 5 in a row, you can take a shot. Ian Schultz, the clearing machine, does what he does. And Creekside trying to string together a couple of goals. Here's Schultz.
So we'll see if Coach Alford make any changes at halftime with his offense. This is really the first settled possession that they've had this half.
McCready. Low angle shot goes wide.
I would like to see him hitched and try to get to the middle a little bit more.
Did you get a number on that shooter?
No, I didn't.
Looked like he's limping. That was Pollock, or excuse me, Mayberry. Low angle shot, holding the near side pipe as Nolan Parlette makes a save. Now it's a loose ball. Parlette's out of the cage, and the ball was flipped onto the back of the net by Roman DeStella. Parlette's there to clean it up, controls it in his own crease, works it out on the near side to Mac Gray. Does a little stick fake, and the attacker bites. Ponte Vedra breaks free into their offensive end. Griffin Owen to Brigman, working it back around. Ponte Vedra with a successful defensive stand. PV ball. It's boys varsity lacrosse. Rivalry on the River, the finale, and what a week it's been for lacrosse. High school 9-1-2.
Lacrosse in this area is just getting better and better and more talented across the board.
So now it's just a loose ball scrum. And Creekside comes up with it, trying to get the ball up to the attacking position, but there's Jack Reed. Reed comes up with it, and we've got a flag down. We'll try to keep an eye on the referee and sort out this penalty here. It's a cross check, Jim?
Yeah, it's going to be a cross check on the sideline on the defender that was clearing the ball.
Might have been number 20, Pollock.
Well, it was against Pollock, but it was a Ponte Vedra player that had the cross
gotcha.
check.
So it's a Creekside extra man?
Creekside extra man.
Have we seen one, maybe? I think we might have had one power play. Haven't heard much from this offense. Wilhelm's been quiet. Dana's been quiet. So Creekside just working it out. Ponte Vedra's stretching out pretty far, especially up top into the shooter bender. Not much rhythm in this man up right now.
No, but when you have a minute, you can take your time like this.
Wilhelm bounces it up front. That's a shot. Goes wide. That was a good look from about 10 yards.
Yeah, it really was.
Got a timeout. With that timeout, we're going to take a break. It's Rivalry on the River, presented by Covenant Roofing. Ponte Vedra 11, Creekside 4, 5:26 remaining in quarter number 3. Creekside ball coming out of that media timeout with an extra man opportunity. If you're Coach Alford, you like that media timeout. You get to settle your boys down and talk through this power play.
Yeah, you do, and they just had a quality shot right before the immediate timeout, and I wouldn't be surprised to get the ball back to X and try to execute the same play.
That was Wilhelm camping out behind. There's a step-down shot, high bounce shot through the uprights.
Again, that turf monster got him.
Ball's back to Creekside in black. Skip pass way across the formation, reeled in. That's a look. Doesn't want it. Now there's a step-down shot, goes wide. Starting to see Bender get the itchy trigger finger up top. McCready calls for it. Bounces over to Bender. Penalty is released, so teams at even strength. Nice kill for Ponte Vedra. That was Schultz. Joey Luzic throwing some pressure. Here's an opportunity. Ball deflects off a Ponte Vedra defender. Back to Nolan Parlett. And the Sharks are off to the races. That's some speed right there.
That's Dylan Dean on the defensive midfield side. Anytime you see somebody streaking down on a defense midi side, it's going to be Dylan Dean.
He's got those sky blue shoes, and they look like a blur just racing across from our left to right.
Ponte Vedra always seems to find that one player that can clear the ball like Dean. And
so many over the years. Storied North Florida lacrosse program. State title a couple years ago. There's Maddox Johnson. Good job with the radar batting down that pass.
They always talk about putting your sticks up in the passing lane when you're off ball, and there's a great reason why you do that.
So Ponte Vedra maintains possession. In the 6-on-6, they're not in any hurry.
No, they're not.
There's a feed to the backside, and once again, Creekside defender had his stick in the lane, batted it down. The ball trickles over to Mason Hausman. Corey Blos back in the defense out. Mason Hausman on the fly substitution. Don't see this that often nowadays, but that was a long stretch from defense to offense, and got probably a tired defense stuck on the field as Ponte Vedra does some wholesale changes.
Yeah, and then we talked about, the big, strong athletes, and that's who just came on.
Reed. Back up to Hausman. Over to Nace. Nace. Does he like his left hand better?
No.
Okay, so now he's getting under right-handed. Switches to his left hand and gets taken down. Nice defense right there.
Yeah, it was. And, Coach Alford always teaches, has a great defensive philosophy.
A little bit of a hockey pass, and now they've got a man open upfield, but Ponte Vedra's going to pump the brakes. 2:30 remaining in quarter number 3. Ponte Vedra over Creekside, 11-4. Ponte Vedra has dominated the possession.
Yeah, and not only from the face-off X, but how many failed clears has Creekside had tonight? It's been quite a few.
And second chance offense on ground balls and rebounds, and obviously backing up shots. Jack Reed down that right alley. Over to Brickman. Johnson, he's going to have a take. Shot and a score from about 13 yards out. That left-handed alley dodge.
And what did he do, Ray? He changed planes. He went from a sidearm shot to a low angle, a low shot.
Did you text Coach Milo?
No, I didn't. I can't do that. But again, that's, that just comes from, experience and seeing that he's missed high to high, how many shots in a row. And
you hear it ding off the pipe, too.
Is. And we talked earlier about his ability to shoot on the run, and, that's from long range. But when you shoot the ball that hard and that quick on the off-stick side, it's going to go in.
Second goal on the day for Maddox Johnson. I got to tell you, to get pace and have that much pace on it from that distance on the run, that is just some physics that I can't comprehend.
And he's not a big kid. I mean, he really is small in stature, but he has all the torque in his body on those shots.
Blos penetrated, tried a little desperation shovel shot. Now he's going to, Ponte Vedra does get back up, so Ponte Vedra's going to keep the ball.
No, they gave Creekside the ball based on what the ref was pointing.
Hey, guys. Hey, Avi. Avi Israel.
They apparently didn't think that was a shot.
It was a It was a shot. I'm not sure Bolles wants to claim it.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a bad shot, but it's still a shot.
1:23 to go. Got a timeout on the field. Ponte Vedra leads 12-4.
Yeah, Coach Alford saw his player being triple teamed and thought it was a good time for a timeout.
Can't take him home with you. So the tilting of the field from the face-off spot, and energy-wise, you can't contrive it. You can't fake it. And Ponte Vedra came out with a lot of energy, and that compounded with not getting the ball back, it does deflate you.
It really does, and Creekside's played a ton of defense tonight, and you got to give them credit for right now. I mean, they're holding in and they're holding on, but this game's gonna be pretty close to getting away from them.
They don't have the microphones in the Ponte Vedra huddle this year.
Yeah.
Wonder what Coach Poe was saying right there. Guys, keep up the good work.
Yeah, just keep the pressure on, right? And Coach Alford's trying to get his players to calm down a little bit, get the ball on the offensive side, and he wants to play some offense here.
There's Coach Poe. He has fun. He loves the game, and it shows. So much passion. Who's that guy behind him right there? Is that Matt Keeler?
It is Matt Keeler. The Ponte Vedra alum.
UNF
also
alum.
came the UNF.
Styling on the sidelines. Ponte Vedra with their blue Nikes. Shark socks.
I'm not sure about the Red Sox, but what do I know?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either.
I'm old and crabby.
Those were sneakers. That's not a player. And nice clear by Creekside. Little penetrating move, trying to time that check, and successful clear for Creekside. So 1:08 to go. You don't work for the last shot at this point.
No.
I think you have to go faster.
Yeah, you do.
Down that right alley, feed to the crease. Shot goes wide. The check came in. They're going to call a penalty on that. Looked like a pretty good check by Joey Luzic.
Yeah, I thought it was a clean hit, but, you know, it's hard. You know, we didn't have the best angle on that one.
So Wilhelm dodged down. Slide came. He hit the crease man, but Luzic closed the gap pretty quickly. Look at that feed. That's from behind, without a doubt.
Okay.
Did they call a push?
Probably a cross check.
Yeah.
So yeah,
either way, that was pretty violent.
Yeah, we didn't have a good angle, but that's clearly a foul.
That was McCready taking the brunt of it. So another power play. I'm shocked that Creekside's taken so much time here.
Yeah.
You want to win the game. You have an extra man. Try to score early. I know you want to say you got to run your man up play, but they just seem to be taking a lot of time. There's a look. That's a shot you want right there.
Yeah, it is. Way to step into that shot.
That was number 8 on the goal. Second one on the day for the sophomore Ethan Binns. Jim, I think you like this kid.
Yeah, I do. He's going to be a player to watch over the years. And
watch him slide into the space here. Where's the PV guy? They're all pointing. Your guy. I think 26 needs to get up there.
Yeah, and the best thing about that, he just stepped into the middle of the field. You saw him get his hands away from his body and really torqued over that shot.
Actually saw one of the Ponte Vedra defenders point, like, you go. Face-off win, shot and a save by Griffin. So Harper feeling spunky on those shots. That was actually a much better shot.
Yeah, it was, and it's short time, getting close to the end of the quarter, why not do it?
So now just play it smart. 2 seconds to go. Desperation, shovel pass. That might be a chance. Shot just wide. That was a chance.
I thought Nolan saved that, actually.
Yeah, it did look like it was fluttering after it passed the crease, but we are at the end of 3 quarters of play. Got a player down, but we're going to go ahead and take a break as Ian Schultz gets some attention on the field. It's Rivalry on the River, presented by Covenant Roofing. Back at the Bolles School for Rivalry on the River, presented by Covenant Roofing. Covenant Roofing, the difference is the promise. CSI Companies, your workforce solutions reimagined. Bono's Barbecue, Real Pit Barbecue since 1949. FSCJ, enroll today, Florida State College at Jacksonville. Duval Motor Company, serving Northeast Florida since 1916. Save of the day, watch Nolan Parlett here. Goes down, digs it out. CFX Office Technology save of the game by Nolan Parlett. Shot and a save and controls the rebound. Different look at it. You can just see his technique. Following and tracking the ball, hands, feet, and eyes working all in conjunction. And it's a face-off win for Creekside. See if they can control this ball. There's McCready. Haven't seen Luke Dana out there. Number 3, the talented freshman. Oh, here's an opportunity. Getting to the front, and Parlett makes another save. Tracks the rebound. You could tell he was seeing it. He pointed to his teammate, letting Luzic know where it was. And Parlett's going to go for a little jog upfield. Back to Luzic. Making easy work on the clear.
I almost feel like Ponte Vedra's pace early in the game caused Creekside to kind of drop in and not give anything up easy, you know, in transition. So Coach Alford right now is okay with playing 6-on-6 and letting his team get settled here.
Down the right alley, Mason Houseman back behind the cage. Ponte Vedra attacking. Johnson double clutch, trying to pick up that low pass. He does. Here's Bolles. So dynamic, fleet of foot. We've seen him penetrate, weave through defenders. So you got an inside-outside threat here with Bolles' ability to penetrate. Draws. Corbett feeds a crease, low feed. Might stay in bounds. Good hustle and a one-handed ground ball by the freshman Mason Houseman.
Made that look easy. If that goes out of bounds, he's going to, Coach Lansky is going to give him an earful. But
yeah, you're heading towards the sideline. The ball's rolling towards the sideline, and you do a one-hand push pickup. Very risky, but he's got confidence. And those Houseman boys, all 3 of them, the 2 on this team and the young guy, very rarely, the only time you don't see them with a stick in their hand is when they're at the gym lifting weights.
That is true.
There's Brendan Nace. Jack Reed.
So Coach Alford's second half adjustment right now, and it's been working pretty well. He just decided to put 2 poles on the midfield now, and Ponte Vedra's been a little stifled since he's made that adjustment.
Does Ponte Vedra have a dodging attackman, like a seriously threatening break your ankles attackman?
No. Well, actually, they do. His name is Maddox Johnson, but he's playing midfield.
You know, I was just going to say the same thing. Feed to the crease.
Oh.
Banked off the defender's head. Which Ponte Vedra guy wants it?
I don't know.
They figure it out. Ponte Vedra, we talk about extending possessions. That's just another one. They have the ball for so long. Oh, what great ball movement. Fake. Sean Caracciolo did the backdoor cut, and I think it was Reed who found him.
Yeah, Jack Reed definitely initiated the dodge, initiated the contact.
And Caracciolo was falling towards the middle of the field and almost looked like he threw a fake to improve his angle as he was falling. So here's Reed. Watch the slide come upfield, vacating that space. Caracciolo takes the hit and maintains it. That was a thing of beauty.
And that's exactly how Ponte Vedra attack has to play. They just have to make the little plays like this. And he showed a lot of toughness in there, and it wasn't an easy goal, but he got it done.
Zach Bender was there on the second slide to make a little contact with Caracciolo, but he's going to be on the sidelines for a while. That's going to anger Ponte Vedra here. They're going to have a little something extra because that was chippy. Don't like to see it. So free possession. I would be surprised if that penalty is not full-time serving.
Yeah, I agree. That Corey Bloss didn't really see it. You talk about unprotected players, and he didn't see that hit coming, and it was high.
Here, Coach Poe saying, do it again, work it around.
Yeah.
No hurry here. You have the lead. You have the ball. You have a delayed penalty, so you're going to get the ball back. Here's Johnson initiating the offense. Low angle shot, brings his stick to the middle, and it's a finish and a goal. Look at him. He is happy. He is celebrating. And stick to the middle.
Yeah, it was, and he finally got a short stick matchup on him. I think it's probably the first time tonight that I've seen that, and he took advantage of it.
So he's 5 yards high from the crease. Now he's 2 yards high and just inside the far pipe. That is so difficult for a goalie. You're holding that near side pipe.
Our buddy Matt Carey says, right, the stick has eyes, and the stick had enough of the lower corner, and these kids are so good at shooting it at tight angles like that, and that was a thing of beauty.
Stick to the front, hat trick. Maddox Johnson, quiet 3 goals. Ruprecht winning a couple faceoffs here. See if he can come up with it. There with the check was Houseman. Not sure I'd award anyone a faceoff win yet. Oh, Luke Lowry, he is sure stick. And he comes up with it.
Timeout.
Whatever happened with that penalty? Was that, they should be serving it. So that was a man down faceoff for Creekside. So Ponte Vedra calls that timeout with possession with 7:56 to go. 14-5 is our score with 7:56 to go. So Ponte Vedra firing on all cylinders. And just when you think Creekside showing some life, Maddox Johnson puts a little dagger in them.
Yeah, and Ponte Vedra showed great patience. They knew they had a free possession there with the flag down. Coach Poe Polanski had them pass the ball around a couple of times. Creekside, their assignments got confused, and Maddox Johnson, you can't guard him with a short stick. That's just trouble, and he made him pay.
Low angle goal, 3rd on the day for Maddox Johnson. See if we might have a goalie change here for Creekside. You see the conversation, Josh Griffin there, number 24, talking to both coaches, goalie coach and Coach Alford. Does he look like a guy going back in?
I'm going back in.
He's going back in.
Yeah, there's no quitting him.
I did not infer that. I thought they might just give another guy a chance.
No, I know. If anything, he's pleading the whole entire time, Coach, don't take me out.
I think it's just a matter of keep your head up.
Yeah.
Keep your head up.
Yeah.
We know how good you have played in the past, and you're being hung out to dry. Jim, I don't know a lot of goalies that are making that save.
No.
He is a big guy, obviously. He's holding that near side pipe like you're taught to do. It's the only chance Maddox Johnson had was to get a stick to the front and slip it right inside of the pipe.
Yeah, we always talk about goalies and giving up soft goals. I don't think he's given up any soft goals tonight.
I have not seen one.
No.
So extra man opportunity. Ponte Vedra typically has a great extra man, and that's a shot from distance. And Maddox Johnson, that might have been a soft goal.
That was, we just jinxed them.
We're just telling it like it is.
Yes. Sorry, Josh. I apologize. But Maddox is also starting to feel it too. So.
Boy, the Ponte Vedra boys are having some fun.
But again, you see him step into that ball, step up the hash, increase his angle, and had a nice little sidearm shot there.
Yeah, that bounce came up, and it's a funky, spongy field there at the Bolles School, and you're taught to attack it. So I would like to see Josh Griffin attack those bouncers and not sit back and wait for them. It's easier said than done. But 15 goals for Ponte Vedra to Creekside's 5. 7:30 to go. Good battle on the ground balls. Good physical battle. Creekside comes up with it. Pollock. He's offensive-minded. Low angle shot. Nolan Parlett makes the save. Pollock, wrap around, goes wide. What a great ground ball by JoJo Pollock on that rebound. He's down. The ball, there might have been a push on the end line as well.
A lot of heart and hustle showed by that kid.
So Creekside gets the ball on the restart. It did look like a push there on the end line. McCready. Creekside sweeps across the formation from left to right. Roll back, throw back. Here's Zach Bender. Who's going to go? Here comes Bender. It's a really good defense off ball by Cannon Houseman. Clogging the lane, hedging a little bit. Bender was thinking about trying to throw it in the middle, but Houseman was just close enough to the cutter.
Yeah, and Creekside's, you know, they're having trouble right now figuring out who can beat their man.
Topside shot, save. Attack that bounce shot. That was Nolan Parlett. That was a really nice save. He's made a few really nice saves.
Yeah,
I like that one.
You talked about him getting into the zone. I think he's there.
Sometimes he plays angry.
He's always angry. He's always angry.
It's just intensity is really what it is.
It really is.
Got to visit Ponte Vedra practice and work with the goalies a little bit. Not that they needed any help from me. It was more fun for me. But you could just see how his technique is so tight. By technique, I mean, okay, if the ball's going here, this is how you move your feet in conjunction with your hands and your positioning. A lot of things going on when you're standing between the 6x6 pipes. Look how high that arc is for Josh Griffin.
Yeah, he really gets out there.
Usually smaller goalies play a higher arc. He's one of the rare bigger goalies. Like, I played a very high arc, even a little bit higher than that, but I was pretty tiny at the time.
It's kind of old school. I actually like it. I think you really take away a lot of the shooting angles for the offense.
There's Reed. You hear the go call. Interference?
Yes.
No goal. So Reed let one loose, but an interference.
That was actually Will Corbett on that shot.
So Corbett takes a shot. We've got a timeout coming up. Stoppage in play with 4:55 remaining in quarter number 4. Our score is Ponte Vedra 15, Creekside 5. Rivalry on the River, presented by Covenant Roofing. Can't find it. Skip pass to the crease. They had a man there. Ball's going to skip through. 2:29 to go, and Ponte Vedra with the lead with the ball.
You said when would Coach Polanski slow it down? I think right now is the time where you want to slow it down.
It's a rivalry game, so you never know. Rivalry on the River. What a great event. High School 912.
I've had so much fun over the last 3 days announcing games, watching the players grow from year to year. We watch these kids play, and they put so much energy and effort into their craft, and you could see it paying off in dividends.
And High School 912 does so much in the community, supporting scholarships and SAT, ACT training. Sports and sports promotion is just a part of their mission. It's a small part. The main mission is helping the community and the high school athletes. And Airstream Ventures and Alan Verlander, just what a great event. Happy to be a part of it. 1:42 to go. Ponte Vedra on top, 16-5. Just taking the air out of the ball right now.
Yeah, I think at this point everyone's okay with going home and you know,
live to fight another day. And guess what? These two teams aren't in the same district, and there is a very, very good chance that whether it's a regional final or what have you, they're probably going to play again.
Yeah, and I think everyone's hoping so. I don't think we had Creekside's best game tonight, and I know they want another shot at this.
So Ponte Vedra has the ball. Cannon Houseman. Nice little backdoor move. Shot and a save by Josh Griffin, and he controls the rebound. Love seeing him make a big save at the end of the game. Oh, look at Pollock wheeling and dealing.
He's shifty.
51 seconds to go. Bender working it back behind the cage.
Everybody in the stadium thought he was going to shoot.
McCready trying to get to the front. Triple teamed, runs through it. Backing away from heavy pressure. Less than 30 seconds to go.
If he's going to hold it, just let him hold it out there. That's fine.
A lot of excitement. I think that's the Ponte Vedra faithful and the Ponte Vedra bench. Watching that clock tick down. It's at 14. Still pushing the issue is Creekside. Shot and a score. So Ponte Vedra was playing soft defense. I think they pulled up, is what I'm going to say. They didn't want to take body there, and Bender came at them, and I don't know. Like right there, Ponte Vedra was playing a little bit soft.
Yeah, that's okay though. I mean, it's fine.
Bender with a nice shot beats Parlett. Bender celebrating that goal, well earned. Short time goal. I got to tell you, I made a prediction before this game, and that does help out my prediction a little bit. So, penetration.
Rupik's really done a good job in the fourth quarter on the faceoff. So he kind of kept Creekside, from playing so much defense.
And the Sharks race onto the field to celebrate their 16-6 victory. Ponte Vedra over Creekside. It's Rivalry on the River, and well-earned victory it is for the Ponte Vedra Sharks. What a great day, what a great event. We'll talk about some of the top performances today. But initial thoughts, Jim?
Again, it's year 2 of the event, and it's just getting better and better. It's a great weekend to see North Florida lacrosse players, and both from the boys and the girls side, and it's just so much fun. I'm really lucky to be part of it.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, come back and hear from the coach's perspective. It's Rivalry on the River, Ponte Vedra 16, Creekside 6.